Tonight, the music was loud, the lights were bright, the food was everywhere. But outside that party, there was a different kind of noise, a noise you can't dance away. Hunger. They called it a celebration, a perfect night with perfect pictures. Plates filled again and again and again, half-eaten burgers. Chicken tossed like it meant nothing. Rice scraped into trash bags like it never had value. People laughed, posed for selfies, and dropped food on the ground without even looking down. Nearby, some people were angry, not because they hated joy, but because the noise was stealing their peace, and the waste was stealing their dignity. Across the street, a young couple stood quietly in the shadows. Their clothes were worn out. Their shoes looked tired, the kind of tired that doesn't come from walking, but from life. They weren't shouting. They weren't begging. They were just watching the food, watching the laughter, watching a world that didn't notice them. The girl whispered, "Maybe they'll throw something away." The boy held her hand and said, "Only if they don't see us, okay?" Because sometimes the hardest thing isn't being hungry, it's being seen hungry. Inside the party, someone dropped a full plate on the grass. They laughed. A tray of fresh food sat untouched until it turned cold, until it turned into trash. And the couple still stood there, hoping, not for luxury, not for a feast, just for enough to make it through tomorrow. The neighbors were angry now, pointing at the mess. But no one stopped the waste. No one paused and thought, where did this food come from? And then it got worse, because it wasn't just food. On a green lawn nearby, water flowed like it would never end. Sprinklers danced across the grass. People played, splashed, and wasted water like the earth was infinite. Food can be replaced, but water is life. And every wasted drop has a cost. Miles away, under the same sun, a farmer stood in his field. Sweat rolled down his face like rain, the kind of rain his land hadn't seen in months. His shoes were old black, worn by years of struggle. The field looked green from a distance, but the ground beneath was dry, cracking, dying. No clouds, no signs of rain, just heat, pressure, and time running out. He didn't waste water. He prayed for it, because every grain of rice, every piece of bread, every fruit on that table was born from someone's sweat, his struggle, his life. And the saddest part, the food they threw away, was the reward he never got. Back at the party, someone finally noticed. The couple, a woman carrying a plate, slowed down. Her smile faded. Her eyes met theirs. She looked at the untouched trays and felt the truth. So she packed the untouched food carefully and walked towards them. No cameras, no drama, no humiliation, just kindness. The couple didn't run. They simply accepted it like someone had finally handed them respect. The girl's eyes watered not because it was a feast, but because someone cared. And somewhere in that dry field, the farmer wiped his sweat and looked up at the sky, still tired, still struggling, but hopeful. You don't need to be rich to change the world. Waste less. Share more. Respect the sweat behind your plate. Because someone somewhere is surviving on what you ignore. Food is a blessing. Water is life. And kindness is humanity.